Sal, it's a game where, for anybody that talks about second half adjustments, the Bills defense definitely played differently in the second half in the way that they were trying to attack Joe Burrow. They blitzed more. They got up on the receivers quite a bit more. Like, there was a big change from half one to half two, and it made a big difference in how they played.
For sure. And you could look at it one of two ways again, which is, obviously the really positive part is here we go again with the Bills doing a really good job in the second half. How many times have we said that this year? That's happened a lot. The Atlanta game, that happened, right? Again, you could pick out a few games, but did you guys see the stat yesterday? I didn't see it. Someone pointed out to me. We said it on the broadcast. I don't have it with me, but Bills' second half scoring this year, they're just so much better than their opponent in the second half this year overall. And that goes to coaching, and that goes to adjustments, and that goes to figuring out what they're doing against you and how you want to counter. But obviously the negative of that is you need to start the game a little bit better. You need to start the game faster. You can't put yourself in that position. The game plan coming into the game, probably not, the best looking game plan when you compare it to what happened a few years ago. Again, in the playoffs, it looked really similar, right? Soft coverage. You're giving them a little too much room. The Bengals were 7 for their first 7 on third downs. They were 10 of 12. That is unacceptable. You can't have that. And part of that was because the Bills were not pressuring. They were not getting pressure. I think of it a little bit like the game in Houston, but from the other side, guys, which is you go into the game and you say, we're going to trust our guys, Dion and Spencer. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But once it starts to go awry, you have to make changes. And they really didn't. In this game, okay, we're going to trust our guys to try and get pressure on Joe Burrow and, hopefully get home. We don't have Joey Bosa. That wasn't happening. So they did make an adjustment. The adjustment was we have to start selling out and blitzing. So what's the result of that, though? Let's understand. If you want to blitz and put pressure, you might make a play like Christian Benford, which is great. You might get a hand on a ball and an interception or whatever. You're also going to have one-on-one like Mike Gesicki in the back of the end zone because you have a busted coverage and there's one guy there. And that's the life the Bills led the entire second half.